Hello beautiful plant people, welcome back to Rooting Mindfully. My name is Yana, and today I thought that we would do an updated Aglaonema collection since I did get a couple of nice Aglaonemas this year, and I just wanted to show you guys what they look like. So let's get into it. Alright, so first on the tour is my Aglaonema cutlass. This is just a beautiful Aglaonema. It always reminds me of a comic book plant. I got this one from an Etsy seller. I believe her name was Find Us in the Forest. And I just cannot get over how these leaves come out. They just don't even look real. But that's my first Aglaonema. The next one is my Aglaonema Sparkling Sarah. I got this one from Lowe's and it was a really good deal. I love the pink in the plant, in the veining, and in the stems. It is always putting out a new leaf. And this one just grows very easily. But I love seeing the different variations that comes out with each new leaf. So this one is also doing well, and it is loving being under this sandy light. And the next plant is actually my Aglaonema Lucky Red. This one's doing pretty well. I did put it under my sandy light, so you can see that that new leaf coming in there is really light. That is due to the increased lighting from the sandy light. This one is also doing really well. I am looking to get a bigger size of this one just so I can have a bigger plant, because the little ones do tend to grow more slowly, as well as there is a more chance to overwater the plant. So I am getting the hang of watering this one. And as we come into my room, this is where the majority of my Aglaonemas are. This is my Aglaonema Key Largo. I got this one from Ill Exotics. I love the silver that comes down in the middle of the leaves. It does have nice speckling on the outside, towards the outsides of the leaves. And it's constantly putting out new leaves as well, like this one here. This one doesn't have any variation on the stems. It's just a regular green stem, but it still is a gorgeous plant and is nice and full. The leaves will droop down, as you can see here, when it does need to be watered, so that's a good indication there. But this is just a very beautiful plant, and it was a pretty good price for the size that it is. It is in a 10-inch pot, so I was really happy that I saw this plant and was able to pick it up. As we come over here, here's my Aglaonema Red Valentine. I did show this one in my last video, and I just love the bright leaves that it's putting out. That's when you know it's getting a lot of light, and it's also putting out a bloom here, so it must be really happy. But this is just a really gorgeous plant. I will never get enough of this plant. And when I saw it at the garden center, that was actually the first time that I've seen this plant in person, so I couldn't leave it there. I had to pick it up and add it to my collection. And if we come over here, this is my Aglaonema Anyamaye, and this one's also very beautiful. It's kind of similar to the Red Valentine and in the patterning, but the leaves are a lot smaller. I actually think I'm going to move this one maybe over to where the Red Valentine is. I think my mom had put it over here, but I don't believe it likes this area. It's not bright enough. So I'm going to move this one to the other side and see if it likes it there. But this one is also very beautiful. And that's what that one looks like. And then if we come down here, we have my Aglaonema Stripes. This is the newest leaf that it's putting out. This one's also doing well, and I also love the silver and the green patterning on the leaves. This is one that has a single stem, so I will be propagating this one in the future, just so I can have a more full plant like my other Aglaonemas, because they have more plants in the pot. So that's why they have a more full look. So I will either be chopping this into 2 or 3 pieces to get the look that I'm going for. But this one's doing really well. And if we come over here, this is my Aglaonema chocolate. I love this veining here. This kind of reminds me of the, I think it's Anthurium and Aglaonema rotundum, but this veining, this pink veining that comes down there is just so beautiful. And then the backs of the leaves is just absolutely gorgeous. This one's actually blooming and getting a leaf at the same time, so it must be really happy and enjoying this corner, although this corner isn't very bright at all. I mean, sometimes it does get a little bit of light coming from this direction, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And you can see that in the past I did, overwater it. The veining is not as pronounced, so you can see that it's been doing a lot better. And over here is my Aglaonema silverado. This is the plant that my mom got me, even though it was her birthday. And I just really love this plant. I love the silver that's coming out on this leaf. The silver does come out more prominent, and then it does fade down to the edges of the leaves. But you can see that when the new leaves come in, they are really green, but it still has that silverish color here. But then after a while, it just fades down to a complete silver. But this plant is absolutely beautiful. It has so many new leaves coming in, and it really loves this area, which I was nervous because, again, it doesn't seem to get as much light, but apparently it's really enjoying it here. And then down here we have my Aglaonema Pink Moon. This one is very pretty. I'm trying this one for the second time to see if I can grow this plant. Like I said, the smaller Aglaonemas are a little bit more tricky for me just because they're smaller and easier to overwater. But you can see that pattern is just really beautiful. So I'm going to give it a second try to see if I can get it to grow well for me. And then my last Aglaonema is the Aglaonema Calypso, and this one is definitely top 5 of my Aglaonemas, especially because I never really see this one. No one really talks about this one, and I don't know why. It's just so beautiful. Like, the patterning on this leaf is just so beautiful. It reminds me of some kind of like reptile or amphibian. But as you can see, when the leaves come out, they're really green, and then they fade down to this like really dark green and silver, and then other leaves look like this. But it's just amazing, and I love how like fluffy and lush the plant is. And you can see more of the veining here. It has even a little bit of like neon green and yellow in there. But as you can see, all of the leaves are different. There's a little neon and yellow, and then some of them won't have that color at all. So this one is just really pretty. I absolutely love it. If you can see in there, this plant has really interesting speckling. It's like a green and white speckling on the stems. That's like one of the coolest parts about this plant here. Alright, so you see my entire collection of Aglaonemas. I love Aglaonemas, as you can probably tell. And I do have one, if you saw my wish list plants, I'll link it up above, that I have. I wanted to get the Aglaonema Indo Princess, and there's a couple other ones that I kind of piqued my curiosity, but I love Aglaonemas. I will never have enough Aglaonemas, and the fact that you can put them almost anywhere in your home without having to worry about them not getting enough light is an added bonus. But comment down below, do you guys have any Aglaonemas, or are you looking to get any more? And if you have any questions, I can also link my Aglaonema care tips as well, so that way you guys can figure out how do you care for these plants. But as always, I just want to thank you guys so much for liking my videos and subscribing. I hope you will subscribe and join our corner. But I will see you in the next video. Bye.